Vlogmas day 20. Guys, if you watched my last video, I talked about why people never get better at disc golf. Today, I'm going to talk about 4 main things that I'm going to change for my game so I can get better at disc golf. So the first one is kind of for physical training. Now, I do a lot of strength training, but I don't really do any grip training. Like, there's special implements you can use just for grip. There's special exercises that are made to improve your grip strength. Now, I probably have a little bit of grip strength, but I know my grip strength really isn't that good. And I read a study that said about 17% of your grip strength comes from your thumb, and unfortunately, I wish it was more because you put that downward pressure onto the disc. But the most important combination of fingers for grip strength is the ring finger and the pinky finger, which is extremely important for backhand if you use all 4 fingers. Some people only use 3 like Drew Gibson. I don't know how that works. Maybe if you have huge hands that happens for you. But another important thing is for sidearm, the middle finger is like the strongest out of all the fingers. So I think if I increase my grip strength, it'll help me just throw better overall. The second thing I'm going to be working on is getting more comfortable with my bag. I'm pretty comfortable when it comes to all the slower discs, but my drivers are always changing. I'm always losing drivers, I'm always replacing drivers, so I really need to buckle down and get super comfortable with those discs. In addition to that, the third thing I'm going to be working on is learning more discs. The reason for that is because some courses they'll have like 320-foot holes, 330-foot holes. It's kind of right in between where I would throw a mid-range and like a distance driver. Now I'm starting to throw like 9 speeds, but maybe if I throw a couple like 6 speeds, 7 speeds, maybe even an 8 speed, that would help my game out a lot, because I can throw the mid-range as hard as I can, but sometimes it'll only go like, 320 to 340, and that's only if I completely smash it. Like, I need something more reliable, on those days when I'm not feeling 100%. Now, the fourth and final thing I'm definitely going to start working on is how I practice. So when I go to the course, usually I'm alone, maybe with like one other person. I'm going to start trying to get in groups with like 3-4 other people so I can simulate a tournament round, because the tournament rounds, they're really hard for me to focus for 2.5 hours straight pretty much. So I need to get used to these longer rounds with more people and people who aren't throwing as well as I am, because I feel like when I'm at the tournament and there's like a 300-foot hole and somehow I miss it or I don't park it or something like that, and then there's this guy who's throwing like a fairway driver who's in my division, and he gets up there but it's like a little bit wobbly out of the hand, and I don't even know why he's in the open division, but he parks the hole and it just gets to me, and it just builds up throughout the entire round, and then I usually play pretty bad. And on the flip side of that, the pace of the rounds in tournaments are way slower than how I normally practice. The last tournament I played, I actually started off really well. Like, I was throwing like I normally do, and then like the 7th hole in, it was a really tough hole. I'm the only one who's like way down the fairway, and I'm waiting probably like 15 minutes total till my next shot, because everyone messed up. They're in the woods, they're pitching out, they're taking 5s and 6s. I take a 3, I lay up for my 3, and then the next hole I have the tee, and like when I'm throwing, like there's like thoughts in my head. I don't know what was going on. Maybe I was like nervous or anxious. I don't know what it was, but I wasn't even angry. But I like grip locked and hit the very first available tree, and I took a 5 the next hole. And then the hole after that was a like 260, 270, 280-foot hole. I don't know, it plays like 250 or something. It's a little bit downhill. But the point is, it's one of my favorite holes. It's just an easy sidearm. I was like thinking about it way too much. I don't know what it was. And I hit the very first tree and I broke my disc. Like, this is something that just never happens to me, especially on this hole. It's super easy. This is a course where they have like shared tee pads in some of the holes. This was a shared tee pad. I swear, every single league round, I never miss this hole. I'm always in the circle putting, if not parked. Like, this is one of the easiest holes for me. And during the tournament with other pros, somehow I broke my disc. It just doesn't make any sense. So I gotta start playing in these bigger groups and get over these things. I don't know like what it is, but my mind just like can't focus when I'm in these huge groups, or I just feel like everyone has like some opinion on me. I don't know what it is, but I just got to get over it and play in more groups, so the next time I play more tournaments, I should start doing a little bit better. And then finally, in the tournaments, I can start playing normal, and I don't have to like play okay, and then start playing really, really, really bad till it gets to the point where I don't care anymore, and then I start playing good. Like, I just want to play like how I normally play when I go to the tournaments. It doesn't make any sense why I don't do that. Anyways, guys, these are a couple things that I'm going to be changing for my disc golf game. Hopefully you can relate to it. Comment down below if you do. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you guys in the next one.